안녕하세요 여러분, Retrend Realty 브로커 레cord 이수연입니다. 오늘은 Meet the Expert 11회 영상을 위해서 이 자리에 함께 모였습니다. 여태까지는 토론토에 계시는 아니면 캐나다 전역에 계시는 부동산 분들과 많이 얘기를 나눠봤는데 오늘은 조금 더 특별한 손님을 이 자리에 함께 모셔봤습니다. 베이커 리얼스테이트라고 토론토에서 아마 콘도를 가장 많이 팔아본 분이실 것 같은데요. 함께 모셔보도록 하겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
네, 우리가 보통은 인터뷰를 한국말로 많이 하는데 아무래도 부사장님 같은 경우 영어가 더 편하시기 때문에 오늘 인터뷰는 영어로 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. So Andy, can you tell us about who you are and what you do to our viewers?
So my name is Andy. I'm one of the vice presidents at Baker Real Estate. So what I do is I handle the sales and marketing for a lot of the major developers here in Toronto and the GTA. So we talk about strategizing on how to do sales, building relationships with, again, great friends like you, Jeff, and the great brokerage community, floor plan design, and every aspect of a building I'm involved in from the very beginning when they talk about the concept all the way to end product and to the sales process, I guess.
Right. Now, one of the questions that I always had was, how many condos did you or your company sold in 2023?
Last year, looking at numbers, we looked at Altus as well. If you look at our major regions, Toronto, York, and Peel, we've sold about 50% of the market.
50% of
50% of the market.
Wow.
In the pre-construction condos.
Okay.
If you look at GTA as a whole, the numbers are also impressive. We've sold about 43% of the entire market of the GTA. So again, we sell probably the most pre-construction condos than anyone in Canada.
Right. Do you know what kind of volume we're talking about?
So typically, roughly, in an average year, we sell anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000.
5,000.
At minimum 5,000 to about 8,000 units per year.
Per year.
Yeah.
And obviously the number fell this year.
For sure.
Because of the market.
I think it's a combination of the market, and a lot of developers have decided to hold back on their inventory.
Right.
So less inventory, less units to sell into the marketplace.
Okay. And obviously Baker Real Estate isn't the only company that sells pre-construction.
For sure.
And there are a few other bidders out there. What makes your company different from others?
So I think what makes Baker different is a few things. I think that we are heavily involved from planning process. So once land is acquired by a lot of these developers, they come to us with questions with regards to suite mix, with unit design, floor plan layout, amenity design. So we're in the projects from day one, and we actually help design them because we know what the market is looking for. Because we are a market shareholder, we're the largest market shareholder, and we sell the most. We have a pulse on what the trends are in the market, what's selling in today's market, what the purchasers look for, what agents look for as well too, because I think that's what makes us different, because we know. Knowledge is power, I think.
Right.
And to hold that market share, we have a very strong pulse on the market at all times.
Right. Okay, so the next question is, can you share the growth story of your company?
So Baker Real Estate has grown phenomenally, right? From day one, we're about 30 years. I think we're just celebrating our 30-year anniversary. And again, Baker started on low rise, and we evolved as the industry evolved to condos as well too. And there were a lot of milestones in the sense where, because we were pioneers of the industry, we started a lot of kind of marketing campaigns, the events, the full paid ads in the newspapers way back then, social media marketing. Again, so we've done a lot to really change the way that pre-construction is sold these days.
Right, and I have some questions about the industry-specific questions. What are the current trends in Toronto pre-construction market, and how do you see them evolving in the next few years?
It's all about affordability these days.
Right.
I know that many years ago, again, my first condo, I was living in a 1+ den with my wife, 750 square feet.
Okay.
Surprisingly enough, floor plans will be a 3-bedroom at 750 square feet these days. So again, the market is changing in the sense of affordability, and I think that the mindset of the public and agents have to change. We always talk about condo towers as being a condo,
right?
But anywhere else in the world, if you look at apartment buildings, if you look at Korea, if you look at Hong Kong, condo living is the norm.
Yeah, easy.
Those are called homes,
right?
And I think that the trend is becoming that Toronto, because we have so much high-rise coming up as well too, that condos are now being looked at as homes.
It is.
Right, and and there shouldn't be a differentiation. I do understand your traditional, I guess, quote unquote, home here is you have your backyard, you have your front yard, you have your house. But I think that a condo living is just a different type of home.
Right.
You have great amenity programming, and I think that is where the market trend is changing, where amenity programming is becoming more and more important.
Right. Because
units are becoming a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and people are actually using the amenities like the gym. The type of gyms we're now getting with most of the new condominium, they're really good. And I think that we all have to thank you, because I'm sure you are the one that are influencing the developers to come up with.
No, I'd love to take the credit. Not only me. Again, I think it's the industry. Again,
right.
It's demand, and it's the effective sales and marketing teams that are involved in the beginning process, like Baker Real Estate, to say, hey, look, this is the type of amenity space that you need, because this is what will attract buyers.
Okay.
And if you attract buyers, your resale values are higher, and again, everyone's happy.
Okay, then we can move on to the next question. It's about investment potentials. And are there any risk potential the buyer should be aware of?
So I want to talk about that risk first.
Okay.
Because in any investment, there is a risk.
Of course.
You can't say that there is zero risk. Real estate is a relatively safer investment.
Okay.
Real estate has its ups and downs for sure, and we've seen that as well too.
Like compared to like Bitcoin?
Exactly. And I think that now is the time to buy pre-construction, because if you look at the market today, I think the market in real estate, unfortunately, has probably gone as low as you can.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you agree.
Yeah.
If it goes down 100%. Lower, we may see a slight further correction.
Okay.
But once that correction hits bottom, Toronto will skyrocket. Which is why my thought is now is the time to buy pre-construction.
You know what? We've never seen.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like this in my career, right? So there's a lot of incentives in the market today that help purchasers say, you know what, this makes sense.
Right.
So if you have that financial capability to buy it and to ride out the storm, and right now is the exact perfect time to buy. Okay. The other reason I think now is the time to buy is if you look at Toronto's or Canada's immigration growth, you're looking at about 500,000 every single year for the next 3 years.
Yes.
That's 1.5 million newcomers coming into Canada. The majority of those come to Toronto.
Right.
If you look at the condo market,
okay,
we have slowed down on sales. A lot of developers have decided, you know what, now's not the time to sell,
right?
So I'm going to hold my inventory. By the time 2027, 2028 comes along, we have that gap.
Right.
We will have a lack of supply.
Right.
So it's simple economics. You have a lack of supply. Okay. You have immigration coming in, 500,000 every single year the next 3 years, probably more.
Right.
And once that 2027, 2028 hits, you're going to have that pent-up demand. Where are all these people going to live?
Okay.
They're going to have that demand to come back into the market to buy, but what's going to happen with prices? Prices are going to skyrocket.
Okay.
Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but that's kind of what my prediction on the trajectory.
I agree 100%. But what some of the people are saying is, oh yeah, we're getting a lot of people into GTA, but at the same time, we're the provinces that's losing the most. At the same time, a lot of people are moving away to, cities like Edmonton and Calgary. And do you think that would impact the market?
I think it has a little impact for sure. I won't say that it won't have an impact, but I still feel that Toronto has that draw. Okay. Toronto is for that person who loves that hustle and bustle, that city-like life. And I think that, again, that will attract people to come back, and Toronto will continue to grow.
Right. So let's shift our gears a little bit and let's talk about the professional insight. Can you tell us about your journey to becoming the vice president of the company? Because I know you have quite a story to tell us about.
So I was born in a real estate family. So my father was in real estate since 1980.
One of the Korean pioneer in the industry. Yes, everyone in the industry knows him.
So 1980s is when, again, he started. I joined into real estate in 2008.
Okay.
So funny story. I started actually as a receptionist at the office.
Oh, really?
So my father's brokerage had about 25 agents at the time.
Oh, I see.
So I started answering the phones, mopping the floors, cleaning the office, doing that part of the industry, and then I transitioned to administration.
Okay.
So then I learned the back end on how the back end works. And then I got my license. And I think that is kind of really helpful to me as well too, because to be successful in any industry, you need to know every aspect of
100%.
it. Right? So I got my license, And then I started doing my resale deals. So then I know what a resale deal is like, and what a commercial deal is like.
Right.
And then I did my pre-con deals. And I decided, you know what, I like the pre-con side of it.
Okay.
So then I became a platinum agent, probably one of the top producers on the pre-con side of things. And then, yeah, I continued on the pre-con side. I continued to build relationships with the developers. I transitioned to broker record.
Oh, right. Yes.
So we grew actually the brokerage from 25 agents to over 400 agents.
Yeah. Everyone was really surprised.
It was a great success for us, and we're very thankful to the agents that were with us as well too, and continue to be. And then there came to a point where I decided, you know, I wanted to be on the other side of the business.
Why? What made you think?
I really enjoyed the development side.
Oh.
And I wanted to be part of something that changes the skyline of the city of Toronto.
Oh, I see.
So going back to kind of why I wanted to come on this side was I wanted to be able to say, hey, that building, I was a part of that.
I see.
You know, I had a part of that as well too,
I see.
right? And it's just more of a pride thing for me, I guess, to really was what motivates me on that side. So yeah, so after that, I decided I was given a great opportunity to join into a sales and marketing firm, and I'll be thankful to them as well for giving me that opportunity. I worked for that firm for about 3 years, and then I got a call from Baker Real Estate, and I decided, you know what, I wanted to further expand my horizons. So then I joined Baker about 3 years ago.
Right. Well, it's been 3 years already?
It's been 3 years already, yeah.
Wow.
So I've been on the pre-con side for about 6 years now.
Right.
So it's been 3 years with Baker, and continue to love what I do.
I want to talk about the market prediction, knowing that the interest rate has dropped 25
great
basis
news.
point.
Great news.
Great
for sure.
news,
Great
of course.
for sure.
What are the predictions of the future of Toronto's real estate market, particularly in the pre-construction segment?
So, like I said, I think that interest rates will continue to drop, and we know that. And a heightened interest rate is not sustainable.
Right.
And the government knows that. So, as interest rates continue to drop, you're going to have that pent-up demand come back to say, you know what, I need to buy real estate. Because as interest rates drop, your different markets don't become as profitable.
Right.
Now, real estate, again, like I said, is a relatively safer investment. And again, you have that ability for price appreciation as years go on, which is why pre-construction is typically priced a little bit higher than resale. Right. So I think that, again, with pre-con, as interest rates continue to drop, we're going to have that pent-up demand come, and my guess is probably not too far in the future, you'll see price escalations and projects come back into the market with a vengeance.
Okay. For some of the viewers that are watching this video, there might be someone who has never purchased pre-construction in the past. For those people, can you give any advice to them?
So my biggest advice to someone who's never purchased pre-construction before is to work with a realtor who has.
Okay.
I think that's really important.
Okay.
Because your realtor who has experience in the pre-construction industry knows what to look for. They know how to look at floor plans. They know how to look at what's happening in the neighborhood, in the future as well too. They know what to look at for what's happening in development in the future. They know what to look for when looking at legal agreements as well too. Of course, lawyers are involved as well too, but your realtor will be able to guide you through that process. And I think that's important.
Personally, what drives you in the industry, and what do you find most rewarding about your job?
I think it's the fact that I can be able to say, you know what, I've been a part of this project. I think one of the most, if you were to ask me what project I'm most excited about to be built is Forma.
Oh, yes.
Frank Gehry's residential building.
I think that's for almost everyone.
In Toronto, and to be a part of helping design that, to be a part of launching that project, meeting Frank Gehry as well, and being a part of that is what really excited me. I know that there are going to be future projects that will again have that impact on me as well too, but so far I think that has probably been one of the projects that I'm very excited about because of its significance to Canada. Right. And like I said, what the biggest enjoyment for me and what kind of motivates me is to be able to say, hey, you know what, Yonge and Finch, I was part of that project. Yonge and Bloor, well, that one there too, and then this one there too. I think that's is what. I mean,
that's I think what I find myself proud too, because when I drive around with my wife, hey, I sold a few units here. I
exactly.
Sold
You're part of that as well too. You understand, right? It's to say, you know what, we sold that. If it wasn't for realtors like yourself, with your support, we wouldn't be able to build it too. So again, I think that is what kind of motivates us on the pre-con side.
Okay. We're going to the very last question. Who or what inspires you in your professional journey?
So this may sound cliche, but I think for me, it's family.
Oh, okay.
Because again, my father was an architect by trade. So he helped design a lot of buildings in Korea and in Toronto as well too. Right. And he's worked so hard to provide us as a family with what we have.
Right.
And I look at him as a mentor as well too. And I really, truly feel that, you know what, if I can be half the man he is, I'm happy. Right. So that kind of motivates me as well too. And what really inspires me is my wife and my kids. Also, because I think that with my wife and kids, I want to be able to provide for them, and to see them grow into strong and healthy human beings as well too. And that is kind of what inspires me to continue to work hard so that I can provide the best life for them as well.
I see. How do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you have any goals and future plans?
I really love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself changing to be a part of a different industry.
Is it?
Will I go back to the resale side of things or the brokerage side of things? I don't see that. I really, like I said, I'm really motivated and I really love what I do. So I see myself in the side of the industry until I retire.
Okay. We've been working together very closely, and
Yes.
I hope to continue to have that relationship
Definitely.
with individually and with my company as well.
For sure.
And I really want to thank you for all your support.
No,
that the Baker
thank
has
you.
given
Like
us.
you've supported us greatly for the past many years. So we're looking forward to
Great.
a strong relationship going forward too.
여태까지 영상 봐주신 여러분들께 감사드리고 우리는 그러면 또 다음 영상으로 또 다시 인사드리도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 시간 내주셔서 정말 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다.